You are in the pullback. You're about to be slingshot forward like 5,000 steps. For every 5 steps back, it's like 30 steps forwards, right? And it's in this space, it's in this pullback that you are learning self-mastery. You are learning how to tame your fire. You are learning when to react and when to observe. And it is only in this space that you are gaining the wisdom and the intelligence to be even capable of slingshotting so far forwards, right? But you don't have to do as much work as you feel like you need to. All you must do is become aware. All you must do is master self, master your reactions, tame your inner fire, and you will be rewarded. It is in this space that you are in the depths of your subconscious mind. You are in the depths of your ego. You are learning where you are still reacting and responding from your ego, where you could be perhaps preserving your energy, reserving your energy for use elsewhere, but you are wasting it, right? If you saw my video yesterday, I was so frustrated and I felt like I couldn't get a message out. And this was a sign I was ignoring to pull back, to reserve my fire, to wait, to observe rather than react. And you'll know when you're getting clear guidance from your higher self versus your ego, because your ego feels like it needs to prove something, or it will react out of fear. But your higher self doesn't need to prove anything, and your higher self is also not afraid of anything. So a great sign that you perhaps are reacting from your ego is if you feel like there's an underlying tone of you're either trying to prove something to somebody else, or you're trying to prove something to yourself, or you're responding through fear. You're afraid if you don't do this, you won't have enough money. You're afraid if you don't do this, whatever. Okay? And when you don't listen to your guidance, you're going to hit blocks. You're going to start getting blocked. You're going to be frustrated. It's just not going to flow because it's not meant to flow. You're meant to be doing nothing. You're meant to be in the pullback, right? When we're in the pullback, we're still facing forwards. We're not facing backwards. We're not looking back. We're still facing forwards, and we're being pulled back. And this is where we learn self-mastery before the slingshot is released, and then we shoot forward. But we don't actually have to do that much work. The slingshot is working for us. All we are being asked to do is to observe rather than react. And we will be rewarded 100-fold because it is our birthright. The only reason we are not receiving what we believe we are meant to be receiving is because we are in resistance to what is. We're going against the flow, and when we're going against the flow, we're going against the plan of the higher power, of our higher self, of source, whatever you want to think of it as. But when you're going against the grain of source, of our higher self, you're creating all of this resistance, and you're the only one keeping yourself back. When you can just surrender to the pullback, when you can just surrender to the guidance, you are going to be pulled further back so that you can shoot further forwards. When you learn how to master this pullback space, when you learn how to master being in the unconscious, you're going to start leveling up so freaking fast. Level up, level up, level up, level up. It's because you're learning how to alchemize your shadow. You're no longer afraid of going into the depths of the inner void because you understand that is where the gold is. You understand that is where the treasure lies, is in these pullback moments. And you learn that it's no longer a scary thing to surrender to these pullback moments. You learn that it is in these moments, it is in the mastery of these moments, that you will be slingshot into infinity. Whereas before, when you were fighting against this space, you perhaps didn't know what was going on, so you were fighting it. You didn't get shot as far forwards as you could have because you did not allow yourself to get pulled back as far as you could have. It is only when you surrender, when you understand what is going on, that you begin to get pulled back further and further and further and further and further. And you just surrender and keep surrendering and keep surrendering because you know you're getting pulled back. You're being prepared for something incredible. You're being prepared for something that the version of you that you were before you went into this pullback couldn't have handled. You are learning how to handle your greatness. You're learning how to hold the next level. But if you don't learn how to hold the next level through mastering the pullback, being in the shadow, alchemizing your ego, it's going to slip through your fingers. The gift is going to be lost as soon as you receive it because you aren't capable of holding it yet because you didn't see and alchemize what you needed to see and alchemize. So do not be afraid of these moments. These are teaching moments. These are moments of great depth. These are moments of great gifts. There is nothing wrong with you. You are on the right track. You are doing exactly what you're needing to be doing. And just because it doesn't align to this like culture of push through it anyways, move through it anyways, and you're in constant resistance, doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It actually means that you're stepping into a new world, into a world where shit is easier, into a world where things just fall into your lap because you've learned how to master yourself on the inside. You've learned how to walk through the fire. You've learned how to tame the fire, right? So this is a beautiful gift you are being given, and you are about to launch forward into infinity. There is no limit for how far you can be shot forward. The only one limiting this is yourself and how willing you are to surrender to the pullback. Okay?